to the principal's office. I wanted the footage pulled so I could see exactly what happened the day before. On the way there, Mia tugged at my hand. "Mommy, I left my sketchbook in the classroom. Can I go get it?" I nodded and let her go while I waited in the hallway. Less than 2 minutes later, a piercing scream came from the classroom. It was Mia. My heart stopped. I sprinted toward the room. When I reached the door, the scene I saw made me see red. Mia was on the floor, her face pale and covered in tears. Braxton, that chubby little bully, was ripping her sketchbook to shreds, mocking her as he did it. But that wasn't the worst part. Brenda was standing over my daughter, holding a piece of cheap dry bread. She was trying to shove it into Mia's mouth. "Eat it! You little brat! You like protecting your food so much? I'll give you something to chew on. My Braxton likes your things, and that's a privilege for you. How dare you hide from him?" Mia was gagging and coughing. The dry crumbs were making her choke, her face turning a dangerous shade of red. As Mia struggled to get away, Brenda stepped on my daughter's tiny hand with her stiletto heel. She began to grind it into the floor. "Ah!" Mia screamed in agony. In that second, every ounce of my sanity snapped. I charged into the room like a hurricane, kicking a nearby desk out of my way with a deafening crash. I grabbed Brenda by her hair and slammed her against the wall. Before she could blink, I delivered a stinging slap across her face. Smack! I put every bit of my strength into it. Brenda's head snapped back and blood began to leak from the corner of her mouth. I didn't stop. I slapped her again on the other cheek. "You dare touch my daughter! I'll kill you!" I was screaming, my eyes likely glowing with pure rage. Brenda finally snapped out of her shock. She began to shriek like a banshee, clawing at me. "You bitch! Do you have any idea who my husband is?" She grabbed a glass cup from a desk and hurled it at my head. I ducked, and the glass shattered against the wall. Brenda picked up a large, jagged shard of glass and pointed it at me. Her eyes were full of venom. "My husband is Robert Vance, the regional director at Sterling Capital. You're dead. I'm going to make sure you never work in this city again." Just then, Mrs. Higgins and several security guards burst into the room. Mrs. Higgins saw the chaos and immediately pointed her finger at me. "Mia's mom, are you insane? How dare you get violent in this school? Guards, grab her. If anything happens to Braxton's mom, you won't be able to afford the lawsuit." The guards began to close in on me. Brenda held the glass shard, a twisted, triumphant smirk growing on her face. "Scared now? Too late. I'm going to make you and your daughter crawl and lick my boots." I pulled Mia close, shielding her. My gaze was cold enough to freeze the room. I ignored the guards and knelt down, gently taking Mia's hand in mine. There was a deep, purple indentation on her soft skin from the heel of the shoe. It was already swelling. Mia was trembling, biting her lip to keep from crying, her eyes filled with terror. The sight felt like a knife twisting in my chest. I stood up and swept my cold gaze over the teacher and the guards. "Try to touch me. See what happens." My voice wasn't loud, but the sheer authority in it made the guards hesitate. I pulled out my phone and dialed the emergency line. "I'm at Silverwood Private Preschool. A child has been assaulted, and I'm being threatened with a weapon." I hung up and looked at Brenda, who was still waving the glass shard around. "Who did you say your husband was again? Robert Vance at Sterling Capital?" Brenda thought I was finally showing fear. She raised her chin arrogantly. "What? Finally realized how much trouble you're in? My husband has connections you couldn't even dream of, you peasant. Get on your knees and apologize right now, and maybe I'll let you live." Mrs. Higgins chimed in with a sneer.